Wow. Well, good morning from Southern California. I hope everybody's doing great today. And I'm looking forward to doing another live stream. I just absolutely love live streams. I hope you love them as much as I do. So I got a couple of housekeeping things here at the beginning. I'll edit the beginning of the live stream off when I finally get it uploaded to YouTube. But I want to cover a few things today. I'm going to answer some questions that I already had. I want to talk about being full time, part time. I want to talk about storytelling. I just got a bunch of things that are on my heart and my mind. And I welcome you to ask your questions in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer those. So, one of the things that has been on my heart lately, let me readjust this just a tad. There we go. One of the things that's been on my heart lately, and my most recent video that I did, where I'm suggesting that going full time and the amount of time that we put into this, especially if you're in the fourth quarter of your life. Fourth quarter of your life to me means I'm 70 to 85 or older. And I gave a shout out to a few of my friends who are in that age group, in that age category. One of the things that now I'm not using Ecamm Live or Riverside or any of those, so I can't share my screen with you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the next best thing, which is old school. I'm going to share with you. I got to turn my fan down. I'm going to share with you this way. So some of you know what's going on here. This is my friend Rob the Maritimer. He's going to do a live stream this coming Tuesday, and he's going to have Brian Johnson. Now, I don't know Brian. He's going to have Alexa Saarenoja and Ty Myers. Those three people I really know and appreciate. They've been great help to me and inspiration to me. But what's the difference between those people and me and probably you? The big difference is they're full time. I'm not full time. Is there a difference between doing YouTube full time and part time? Yeah, I think there is. Now, what I learn from Alexa and Ty and Rob the Maritimer and a few others, Sean Connell, throw him in there, uh, Kevin Colby. What I learn is best practices, how to do stuff. But I cannot, if I'm going to be part time, especially in my age group, my goal is not to go full time and make a six-figure income. All of these people I've mentioned, I think that's probably their goal. They're replacing their incomes. Ty, bless his heart, Ty was had a full-time job. He saved up his money, started YouTube, quit his job. He had enough reserve in case it didn't work out that he could fall back on. Of course, you know Alexa's story. She got fired. Rob just did post a video, I think yesterday or today, about his progression. He was on YouTube like forever. So all of the kinds of things that we want to do as a part-time YouTuber, I can learn the best practice for different things, but I am not going to be able to with in my situation. I still have a job. It's not full-time, it's part-time. I pastor a church. I'm a full-time caregiver for my wife. No way that in my age group and where I am, that I'm going to do full-time YouTube, or do I need to replace an entire income? So there is a difference between the two. I love watching the gurus. I want to encourage you, though, not to compare yourself if you're in my age group and you're doing it part-time to the gurus. Learn from them, but don't be discouraged by their success where you don't see your success. So let me check here. I see we've got some people coming on board. Let me take a look. Michelle, hey Michelle, so glad you're here. Kenman, the love agenda. Good to see you guys. Faith Davis, Mike in real life. Carnivore. Hey, I haven't seen you for a while. No, no, that's different. Carnivore Jerry in the middle of a forest. Question. You shall I live in YouTube Studio add all languages to get better reach on YouTube? I'll have to look into that. I'm not sure how to do that. There's so many features in the YouTube studio. That's why I encourage people, there are so many elements to doing YouTube. Each one of the things that you do in YouTube, it has a learning curve. One of the reasons I haven't used I have a paid subscription to Ecamm Live, have not used it yet, have all those features, but there's a learning curve to it. Riverside, that's another third party for Livestream. All of those have learning curves. Everything that you do, if you start a MailChimp account, there's a learning curve to that. There's learning curves to all of these things, and some of them are easy, some of them aren't easy. And so that's a big challenge. What about you? Those of you in the chat room, are you guys full time or part time? Do you want to go full time? You want to stay part time? So that's the introduction. Let me get to a question somebody left me. Where did that go? Here it is. Somebody left this question for me in one of my videos. It's from Willie the Wit 4012. He says, I'm 61, approaching part-time work towards retirement for 3 more years. I want to use the save time to get a channel rolling. Right now, I'm moving into the transition preparations for that. I've collected ideas and I need to start recording. I believe that we older people are not dependent on money that our hobby creates. Well, that's kind of what I've been saying. If I get monetized at some point, I'll take that as a bonus. This allows us a more relaxed approach to doing this. After all, I don't want to take workload away from my profession only to fill it up with new activities from other side. Now, here's what I think is really important. So this will become a hobby, and if I don't enjoy it, I'll dump it. He said, we're not in a position like Alexa. I know her story. So I expect an exciting ride, which gives me some sort of satisfaction, maybe fulfillment. I like this last paragraph. I have a whole video on doing your YouTube channel not as a hobby. Now, it can be a hobby. In other words, you're not doing it full time. But I believe that when you do a channel, you should do it in a professional format. In other words, best practice format. You want the best thumbnails you can have. You want to have the best title you can have. You want to have the best camera setup, the best lighting setup, the best background setup, all of the different things that are involved in creating a YouTube video in a channel. If you mean by hobby that you're not going to spend some minimal time in learning the mechanics of how to do YouTube, then your channel may be okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I believe that a channel to really be effective, there's a few things that you can do in a professional style, and it can still be a hobby. But these elements will help your channel to grow and people to respond to you and people to like your channel. So let's see. I gotta look up here. Okay. Well, it's good to see you guys that are in the chat. I didn't do a big pre-announcement for the chat this time around. So usually when I post a video, I get more people showing up right away. One of the things that I think is really critical for all of us, and Sean Connell did an interview the other day with one of my favorite authors, Pat Flynn. Pat Flynn is the author of Superfans. He's got a new book coming out. He was interviewed by Sean. Sean Connell asked him a question. He said, what's the most important thing that you can do in 2025 on YouTube? What's the critical skill, the one skill that you need in 2025 for a successful YouTube channel? Some of you that saw this, you already know the answer to it. You know what the answer was? Storytelling. Oh my word. Storytelling. He didn't say learning how to edit. He didn't say learning how to do B-roll and all of those things. He said, no, storytelling. By the way, those are my stickers. For those of you that are going to be in the chat today, I have a bonus. I have a bunch of my stickers. And for if you live in the United States, I'll be happy to send you one each of those two stickers for free. Uh, Only if you live in the United States, I can mail it to you. You can, and I'll give you how to do this at the end of the live stream. Basically, you're going to send me an email. My email is in the description of my channel. You can get it there. I'll give it at the end of this live stream. You're going to have to send me your street address or a mailing address, and I'll send them to you, no charge. I won't keep your your address, and I won't keep your email. If you want to sign up for my email list, you can do that in the description. I have a link for that, but I'm not going to automatically put you on my email list. Let's get back to storytelling for just a second. My friend Darren Strauss has a wonderful channel. Her whole channel is about storytelling. But I want to give a shout out to a new Skool community that she started called Build Your Story. My friend Marv from Marv's Fix It Shop, he's already joined up there. I use Marv a lot. I love Marv's channel. I'll leave links to some of these in the description below. Marv, he's got 631 videos. Oh my word. But Marv's a terrific guy. And in the narrative of his videos and the things that he does, he's a tremendous storyteller. So Pat Flynn is talking to Sean Connell, and he says, the number one thing going forward that's going to distinguish you from the AI explosion is your story. AI cannot tell your story. Only you can tell your story. That's right. Only you can tell your story, and only you can tell your story in your way. Now, AI can do a lot of things to replicate you and pretend to be you, but only you can be you. So you need to be able to tell your story. If you have a sewing channel, a gardening channel, pet care channel, driving around taking picture of a tree channel, all of those things, all of the content that you have needs to be backed up with your story or your story about those particular topics that you cover on your channel. I think storytelling is a wonderful thing. Marv's really great. He's got he just did post a video about electricity in 1930s or 40s. It's a hoot, and he goes through all the description of it, but it's the story that underlines the video that makes that video so engaging. And the people that I like to follow that aren't YouTube gurus, just my like sailing channels. I love sailing channels. I love RV channels, camping channels. Those channels, even though they're travel vlogs, they're telling a story as they go. It's a wonderful way to accentuate what you're doing. So I encourage you. I'll leave a link to Darren's new community. I'm hanging out there, Marv, a bunch of other people. Please join her storytelling community and ramp up your your storytelling uh, expertise. Faith Davis, Mike, have you met the lonely? Excuse me, I gotta go look up here. I can read it better. Have you met the lovely YouTuber Sandra Hart? Yeah, I met Sandra, sure. She's about 85 and her channel talks about aging gracefully. Yes, I should have given Sandra a shout out in my last video. I picked on Rose Baird. What's the hyphen? I forgot. Rose is a crack up. She's 91 years old. Can you? Oh, here she is. Rose Baird Weiss. 91 years old. Can you believe that? She started her channel at 90. Hey, if she can start at 90 and I can start at 80, what's stopping you from going with your channel, right? But Sandra's great too. There's a lot of great creators in their fourth quarter of life, 70, 85 and above. I don't know who the oldest is that's doing it. I don't know. Uh, If you know if somebody's like 95, let me know. I know older people have been interviewed, but I don't know how many are actively doing it. Rosanny Designs, nice to have you here. Faith Davis, nice to have you here. Joel, good to have you here, my friend. I love these live streams. Sometimes you have a lot of people show up. Sometimes you don't have a whole lot of people show up. You never know what's going on. So, storytelling. What's your story? Are you able to tell your story with effectiveness? I hope so. It's a skill that I believe that more and more people are talking about, especially going into the future. It's really important. So let me see. So Patrick says, Patrick's a moderator today. Patrick said, Mike, any tips on telling other people's story? I'm thinking of incorporating other people's stories as they relate to mine. I think that's a great question. There are some videos that I have watched where people tell other people's stories. Matter of fact, they probably tell them better than those people themselves. Uh, I think the key is in telling someone else's story is you capture the key thought that you want to get across about their story. Everybody's story has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and there is a theme throughout the story. And I think if let's say you're telling the story of another YouTube creator or you're telling the story of a personality, there's a lot of channels that do reviews of personalities. But if you can interview somebody, that's even better. Um, I love interviews. I mentioned the three folks that are going to be on with Rob. I've been interviewed by Rob, Alexa, and Ty, but again, they're full timers. I'm part time. But doing interviews is great. But telling someone else's story, you can't tell the story for them, but you can tell a story about them. I don't know if that makes sense. Glad I saw this. Can I listen while I'm working? Sure. Again, well, maybe check with your boss. I don't know. You can listen while you're working. That's for sure. Um, I think one of the things that is so important about telling story is that you're authentic, and that's the key thing for that. Uh, I think one of the explosions that's going to be coming in the future that will distinguish small YouTube creators, and I don't ever expect to really become big. Now, I'm big compared to some people. I have 27,000 subscribers, got monetized in 9 weeks. And, that's both positive and negative. I blew up so fast that my channel grew so fast, it grew faster than I grew. Can I say that again? Most people would love to have a viral video. I had a viral video and my channel exploded and I ended up with a lot of subscribers, but my channel grew faster than I grew. I couldn't keep up with it. I had so many ideas of things that I wanted to do. I looked at all these different, starting a membership platform, email list, a landing page funnel, creating, paid content, all of those kinds of things. There's nothing wrong with them. We can do those things, but they weren't in my wheelhouse, and I didn't have any background or understanding of how to do any of those. So it was a challenge for me. So it's exciting to blow up and grow fast, but you just need to take time to get used to what you're doing. Somebody asked me the other day, how long does it take? Well, I've been doing it 9 months. And in some regards, I feel like I'm still just starting, you know. There's so many systems I really haven't mastered or figured out really how to use. So now that we're in the middle of this live stream, let me give a plug again for the stickers. If you would like to email me, if you live in the United States, email me, meoldliving at Gmail. Meoldliving at Gmail. It'll be in the, I'm not going to put it in the description, but if you go to my channel and look in the channel description, my email's in there. Email me your address so that I can mail you one each of my two stickers. If you ain't dead, you ain't done. I like the top one the best, man. That's cool. And I'll mail you those free. I will not keep your email address. I won't add you to my email list. If you want to join that, you're welcome to do that. There's a link in the description to do that, but I won't do that to you. how's that for how's that for a start? So let's see. I'm not getting a lot of questions in the chat this morning. Uh Thank you. Somebody just gave me a $10 gift. I love those gifts. Speaking, let me tell you my monetization journey. This is a hoot. This will be fun. So I've made as much as $1,000 in 1 month from YouTube AdSense. And this month I'm going to be lucky to make $100. Ha! What a riot! I mean, that AdSense goes up and down and up and down. One of the problems, we can become so enamored with our analytics. Right now, my video that I just posted, I love it. Over 70 started a YouTube legacy channel. That started out as one of 10. So if you're familiar with the studio, how it works, it'll rank your last 10 videos. So right now, this video over 70 started YouTube channel. It started out as one of 10. That's the highest it can go. It's steadily creeped down. Now it's 7 of 10. What's at the top? The 5-minute hack to grow your YouTube channel. But I want you to, there's a very interesting thing though in this list, and it's the number 9. Number 9 is Plod Note Recorder. Now, what's interesting about this and why analytics have to really be looked at to make any sense out of them is that that video, let me get over here. So that particular video, Plod Note Card, that's a review. That has had more views in the last 30 days than any other video on my channel, and it's made the most money. For some reason, that particular kind of review video, the advertisers pay more to be in that video than they do some of my other videos. I've never been able to figure out how it all works, but that's how it does work. And it can be very frustrating. But the Plod Note, just to give you a sense, over the last 30 days, it's made $24. Isn't that astounding? Oh, my word. Shorts have made 53 cents. Oh, my word. I got to tell you. So, if it wasn't for some of my other income streams through Amazon. My Amazon affiliate is pretty successful. Buy Me Coffee is pretty good. People giving me super chats and gifts throughout the month are help. Though I have to tell you this, I don't want to discourage you from giving me a super chat, but YouTube takes 50% of that. So I've got one here for $10. That's really great. $5 of that comes to me, $5 goes to YouTube. YouTube has a revenue sharing split on the ads that run on your channel. Once you're monetized, they take 50%, you get 50%. There's a lot of different splits as they go along. The thing that's been most successful for me has been a combination of the Buy Me Coffee platform, my YouTube affiliate, and then I have two sponsorship deals. I've not really revealed them yet. I'm doing videos for both of these companies. They've paid me, one has paid me a significant amount of money, but I'm going to review some mobility products. Both my wife and I have mobility issues. I have to use a walker or a scooter. I can walk from one end of the house without any aid, but I don't want to fall over. Just had back surgery and recovering from that. Had a spinal cord cyst removed and some other things done. So I have a mobility scooter. My son's coming down here in a couple of weeks. He's going to do some filming. We're going to produce that for them. I've already produced one video for them that they're using on some other social media platforms. And then I'm getting a second mobility device soon, and I'm going to be reviewing that. So my sponsorships actually bring in more money than the YouTube AdSense. Now, if I had another video go viral, that might change. I don't know. Let's see what's going on in here. God bless you. Love your channel. Thanks, Gen X. I really appreciate that a lot. Uh, cool. Uh, yeah. So you can become so hung up on the analytics that'll drive you nuts, especially if you're part timer, especially if you're in my age category and you don't intend to make this a full time living. I've already earned my full-time living. I already have a retirement plan. Now, I hope to make a little extra money in my retirement through YouTube that'll supplement my retirement. But just like Willie the Wit, in the question that I read at the beginning, he wanted to have fun doing it. If this ever becomes more of a job where I don't have fun, I'll probably reconsider what I'm doing. But I got to tell you, maybe it's because I'm a ham. I don't know. Not ham radio, a ham in the sense of being a jokester. But I love communicating with people. I love to talk to people. I love to encourage people. I love to inspire people. A lot of people find the fact that I'm 80 years old, just like I find the fact that some of content creators that are my age are an encouragement to those that are younger. I mean, if we're in our 80s and 90s and can start a YouTube channel, so can you. So many people say, I can't do it. There's so many things. Let me talk about a book. I'm going to do an entire video based around this theme. What's your dream? What's your dream? Now, I don't mean what are you dreaming about? I mean, what is your dream? This is by Simon Squibb. He's got millions and millions of followers on TikTok and YouTube. He wanders around the world asking strangers, what is your dream? Depending on what they say to him, Mike's Espresso. Depending on what they say to them, then he'll hook them up with people. He will invest 50,000, 100,000, even more into a business that they want to start. He's helped people start karate schools, hair salons, do an art business, all kinds of things, a marketing agency. But a lot of it, you have to be able to answer the question, what is your dream? Now, I don't want to give away my video that's coming up, but I had a dream. I got out of the Marine Corps, 1964. Just got back from Vietnam. I'm sorry, went in 64, got back in 69. And I want to be a highway patrolman. Ever since junior high school, I wanted to be in law enforcement. I had some early college experiences before I went into the Marine Corps. I took police science classes. So, man, I got out of the Corps. I took the highway patrol exam. I got a 98% on the written exam. I passed the orals. Man, I was ready to go. I was ready to put on the highway patrol uniform, go to their boot camp, their training, but I had to go get through the physical. So no problem, push ups, set ups, running, all of that. I had that down. I came out of the Marine Corps pretty buff. One thing I couldn't pass, I'm colorblind. That's right. I'm colorblind. And if you're colorblind, you can't be a highway patrolman. I mean, I had a long discussion with the guy giving me the test. Why? He said, well, if the car is blue or green, you got to be able to tell what color the car is. So I did not become a highway patrolman. That was my dream. So there are certain dreams that will be limited by something physical, environmental, age wise. As much as I'd love to become an airline pilot at 81 years old, I don't think I'm going to qualify. Man, oh man. So there are limitations, but I believe that it's so important, especially for those of us on YouTube. The title of my upcoming video is going to be "Do you have a dream?" or excuse me, are you too old to dream? Are you too old to dream about YouTube? I got a picture of a silver play button on there, but I want to talk about how you can fulfill a dream that maybe if you're 80 years old like me, you've already had a lot of dreams that you've probably lived in. You've maybe accomplished a lot of them. I dreamed about marrying a wonderful woman. I did. And I'm still married to her after 60 years, right? I dreamed about becoming a pastor, getting into the ministry, and I did that. And I've been preaching for 50 years. But when I turned 80 years old, I thought, well, is this it? Is this the end? Is there any more dreams? I kept watching YouTube, and I thought, you know what? That looks pretty exciting. I think I could do that. And all of a sudden, the idea was born in my heart, and I began dreaming about starting a YouTube channel. And I want to help. My passion is to help people that are in the fourth quarter of their life uh, start a YouTube channel. I have a passion to encourage people that are younger, Gen X, Gen Y, that you're never too old to be able to start a channel. You know my motto, if you ain't dead, you ain't done, right? I think that's so important. And I want to encourage people. So let me see, look up here for a moment. Let's see. Neo Debo. Hi, Mike. I should hit 700 subscribers today. I mostly post shorts. Starting to post longer form. My question is about requirements for getting monetized. Can you explain the watch hours versus views? Yeah, the bottom line is it takes 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in long form videos. Short form videos, I don't know the exact number. It's like a billion. I mean, it's a lot of views. It's easier to get monetized with long form videos than it is with short form videos. If you're going to go the short form route, and even Pat Flynn said this yesterday, his interview with Sean. He said, if you're going to do short form, stick with short form. If you're going to do long form, stick with long form. Now, I do have some short form videos on my channel, but they all are connected to a long form video. The only time I do a short form is to give a shout out to a long form. So I'm not putting my short form out there to build any kind of traction or become a short form video guy. I think if you're going to go in all you know full bore short form, go listen to Sean's interview with Pat Flynn, because Pat created a short form around Pokemon or something. I forgot what it was, and he got monetized in a month or so. I mean, it was amazing what he did with that. But he was posting anywhere from 2 to 3 shorts a day for 60 days. I mean, you really got to get into it. So basically answered the question, you on long form, you need 1,000 subscribers, you need 4,000 watch time hours. So I hope that answers the question. Living with Parkinson's, I always wanted to become a mortician, but the closest that I came to it, I keep forgetting I got a good big stream to read up here. Let's see, the closest I came to it was being an autopsy assistant. Oh my word. Have I got stories I could tell about that? When I got out of the Marine Corps, I was sent TAD, temporary additional detail, to the Long Beach Naval Hospital. I was helping Marines that were coming back from Vietnam that were wounded and in the hospital. And the pathologist in the hospital was a friend of mine. He attended the same church I was at. One day he rang my office, said, "Come down here. I need your help." And I said, "Okay." And so I go down there. Next thing I know, I'm helping him, assisting him in an autopsy. He was a man short. Oh my word. What an experience. I won't tell you the whole experience, okay? You asked me to design merch for you, and you didn't tell me you were colorblind. How funny. Neo Dabo, did I ask you to design merch for me? I don't know. Maybe I did. Oh, I know who you are. Thank you. She did uh, she did the little image that's on my thumbnail. She's a kick. How funny. Yeah, I'm colorblind, that's for sure. But yeah, it's red green, it's not really that bad. Um, if I sell my own photography through my YouTube channel, are they in for a cut of this? No, no. Uh, eh, Selling your own content on YouTube or any social platform has its own risks, but of course, as long as it's copyrighted, uh, the only thing that YouTube takes finances from is the content itself, not on the products. So, in other words, people like Ty and Alexa and Rob the Maritime that sell products, YouTube doesn't get a slice of their products. Some of the artists I know sell their art online. YouTube doesn't get a slice of that. Now, depending on the platform that you host your products at, I use Spreadshop for my merch store where you can buy my t-shirts and all that kind of stuff. They take a slice of that, but YouTube doesn't take a slice of that. Hope that answers that question. So let's see, what time is it? 10:38. Not that long. Uh, just a reminder, if you want a free sticker, send me your email address. You have to be in the United States. Rather, email me your uh, postal address that I can send it to. I won't keep your address. I won't keep your email. My email is me o living at gmail.com. You can, if you forget it or miss that, it's in the description of my channel. I won't leave it down in this description because I really want to, reward the people that are listening to the live stream. I don't want to open it up to the entire world. Also, if you join my Buy Me a Coffee platform as a member, not just as a supporter, but as a member, I will also send you free stickers there if you join that. Okay. Hi from New Zealand, Catherine Price. Nice to have you from New Zealand. I have so many lovely people from New Zealand. I had a dear friend that when I worked for CompuServe in the very early days, 1982, 83, and I ran community for them. I was a SysOp, a business partner for CompuServe, and I ran several forums for them. And one of my employees was from New Zealand. And she came to California a couple of times, got a chance to meet her. and she was a wonderful lady. But man, you guys got earthquakes in New Zealand. You think you got earthquakes in Southern California? It shakes and rattles and rolls in New Zealand. But I'm glad you signed in, Catherine. I appreciate you being here. All right. So, what's your dream? Do you have a dream? Leave a comment for me. What's your dream? I think that there's a difference between dreaming and having a dream. And I want to talk about that in a channel that I specifically do. I think it's really important that we live our dreams and we do it in such a way that Simon Squibb goes through a wonderful system for analyzing your dreams, flushing out your dream, what dream will work and won't work. Pat Flynn also has a book along those lines. By the way, Pat's got a new book coming out on learning. It's on pre-order right now. I looked at some of the reviews, and the thing that really got me excited was 'cause I'm a big reader. I listen to Audible books and hard books all the time. I get the physical copy also. And sometimes I feel guilty because I've got a whole bunch of books stacked up. My daughter-in-law has this problem. She reads a lot of books, a lot of, and then books she doesn't finish. A lot of you are maybe like that. You have a lot of books and you don't get them finished, right? He says, "Don't worry about that. Get out of the book what you need and let it sit there." I don't know why I never thought of that before. I don't know. That made so much sense to me. All of a sudden, yeah, I don't have to read the whole book. A lot of times, the authors of books will say, Go skim through the book, find the best places to read." I kind of do that with YouTube videos sometimes. I'll have a video that's an hour long, especially if it's got timestamps at the bottom. And let's say it's about a certain kind of a topic, but I only want to get one part of that topic. I fast forward. I don't feel bad that I didn't listen to the whole video, right? I think that's really important. So let's see. I getting some more people talking here. Let's see, Joel Young, it's almost 6 a.m. Saturday morning in New Zealand. Oh my word. My dream is to grow my channel where I share my experience in business, health, and life as a 60-year-old to help others. Catherine, that's a great dream. How are you going to accomplish it? Is it enough just to have a YouTube channel? Do you need more? What are the elements that you need to accomplish your dream? Matter of fact, I may use you as an example in my upcoming video. Uh, it's a great question. I mean, it's a great thing. One of the things that Squibb talks about is you have whatever you're gonna what your dream has to be aligned to your purpose. Simon Sinek calls it your why. What's your why? Pat Flynn, I mean Simon Squibb says it has to be aligned to your what's your purpose in life. Now, my purpose in life is inspiring people. I do it through the ministry as a pastor. I do it with my family. I do it on YouTube. I go all the way back to my high school days when I'll never forget this. I didn't understand it at the time. I had several people in my high school yearbook. Remember, you walk around, everybody signs a yearbook. And so I didn't notice until several years later, after I was married, I went back and I was starting to look at my wife and I were looking at our yearbooks, and she said, "You know what? Look at this. You've got two or three people that say that you've inspired them." And I had not thought about that for years, until I got on YouTube and I was trying to answer, why am I doing YouTube? What do I want to accomplish on YouTube? Do I want to make money on YouTube? Do I want to feel good about YouTube? No, my life purpose has been inspiring people all the way since high school. So reading Simon Sinek's book, Find Your Why, and then putting it in combination with this new book, What's Your Dream by Simon Squibb. Simons seem to be writing great books. Uh, I'm able to sort of put together in my mind that part of my character has been inspiring others. The only real award I received in the Marine Corps, I got a commendation citation for saving a prisoner. I was a brig turnkey on the USS Yorktown. A young sailor was attempting to hang himself, and I got into the cell, got him down, and did immediate life-saving techniques until the corpsman got there. So they had a whole ship's crew together to give me this award. I've got a copy of that award. The first line of that award was, Corporal Bear has inspired all of us. Inspiration has been a key. Inspiration may be a key for you. I think it's a wonderful purpose in life to have. So let me check let me check here. 5:41 in the morning. Oh my word. Um, this old horse girl. Oh, I'm so glad you made it. I love your channel. Yeah, you're great. Let's see, Jude, Jud. Hi, Mike. Jude from Calgary. My dream is to help people out through my life, through the experience of my life. I think one of the keys is to be able to leverage your experience in such a way that it's encouragement to others. Somebody got me to read a book recently, and I bought it, and it had pretty good reviews, but some of the reviews said, "Don't read this book if you have a weak stomach." And it was a guy's life journey out of alcoholism. The thing I found out about the book that bothered me was, I read about half of it, was that it was a detailed explanation of life, but it had no inspiration. I went through this, I got over this, I got into this program, I got my life back together. But just sharing the ugly details of your life or sharing a success story doesn't necessarily inspire people. There was something that was missing in the book. It was the authenticity of what the author of that book went through. He was sharing his experience, but he wasn't sharing his heart, at least in my opinion. So, Jude, I think that's a great thing to have. I love sharing what I'm learning. Catherine says, in life, and have learned. My purpose is to inspire others. At heart, I'm a born teacher, although never qualified one. There's a lot of people that are born teachers. I think there's an Eastern religion concept of, if two people are together, one's a teacher, one's a listener. The challenge is to figure out which one you are at any given time. I got a lot of people in my life who need to be listening and not teaching, and they're rambling away. So yeah, two people show up. One's going to be a teacher. One's going to be a listener. But I think teaching is uh, something that a lot of people, it's built into them. Let's see. Catherine Price says, he is. I was just watching him yesterday. I've followed Pat Flynn for decades now and love his. He's a fascinating guy, and very, very smart, but very down to earth. You should go to his channel, check out his stuff here. Uh, let's see. Gen X POV. Love Gen Xers. Same here. I used to do just audio podcasts for years and loved his advice on the matter. My wife got me to start doing YouTube. So, Gen X, are you doing YouTube videos and listing them on your channel as a podcast? I know Kevin Colby got me really into this. So, I list most of my videos that I do. I put them in a podcast list. So, I have a playlist. I have several playlists on my channel. Two of them are podcasts, and you get the advantage of the wider reach of the platform of Google and YouTube for that. Let's see. Catherine says, thanks. Yeah, I'm a bit nervous. Just started doing a different style of video content and hope it does well. Yeah, Mike, I think we're all on that kind of a thing. Mike, is that in a podcast list as well as a video? Yeah. So when you shoot a video in the YouTube studio, you have the option, you'll have an option to put that video into a playlist. a podcast will be a playlist. Doesn't say that, but it is. So in the list that you'll get all of the playlists that are on your channel plus the podcast. So when I do a video, I will often put the video in my podcast on Old Mike Crush's YouTube, but then I will also put it in a playlist that I have that is along the same line of starting and running your YouTube channel. Now the beauty is that video will be on your channel independent of those. In other words, it'll show up on your channel, but anybody that clicks that podcast link or the playlist link, it'll be in that list, but it will sit independently on your channel as a standalone video. It's just a way to organize your channel that really does make sense. Yeah, Catherine says you can, she gave the answer. So I'm getting tired. What time is it? Oh, 10:50. So I'm going to end it here. Thank you for all of those that are here. Now, remember, if you want to get one of my stickers, make sure and send me an email, meoldliving@gmail.com. I may go back and edit every one of the little shout outs I've given about getting the free sticker. Okay. Because I want to, those of you that have actually watched the video, if you want one, you get one. Now, uh, I can't. I'm making it for U.S. people now. A couple of you in New Zealand, I don't know. I guess I could mail it to New Zealand. Send me your mailing address if you're in the U.S. especially, and if you're anywhere in the world, go. Maybe I'll see about mailing you one too. But shoot me an email, meoliving@gmail.com. I will not put your email address on my email list, and I won't keep your mailing address. Okay. If you want to sign up for my email, you can do that. If you want to buy me coffee, you can do that. If you want to get something on my merch store, you can do that. All of that is listed in the description. Let's see, this old horse girl. I feel like a star when you mention my name and channel. I want to reach seniors like me who love horses too. My granddaughter is such a blessing. She has CP. She's 25, I believe, 24, 25. She resides on a horse ranch, and she's a part of a school that helps people with kinds of issues that she has, CP. And she's in on Sundays once a month or every other month. She's in a horse show. It's wonderful. I'm so proud of her. I'd love to give her a shout out. I don't want to mention her name, but I'm so proud of her. Horses are so wonderful. And I've never been close to horses. I've never been around the horses, but my granddaughter, she's a horse girl. She works remotely from her home there, and then in exchange for having a place to live there, she does works with the horses. She feeds them, rubs them down, and then she's in the classes where she's learning to ride as a person with CP and competes in those kinds of events. So, horse girl, you're the best. I love your channel, and I wish you the best success of that. Let's see. Kathy Price says, I decided last week to only do live streams. I enjoy them way more than recording videos. Well, the disadvantage to doing a live stream is that you can't edit it like you do a regular video. I do love doing live streams. It takes a little effort to set it up and get ready for it and make sure nobody's bothering you while you're doing it. I'm doing them once a month on the last Friday of the month. Again, that's part of my full-time, part-time challenge and my age bracket challenge for doing YouTube. I'd love to do one every Friday. I just don't have enough time to do one every Friday. I think if you only want to do live streams, I think that's okay. I think that could be pretty exciting, especially if you get some traction and some people are attending there. But Kathy, don't shy away from doing long form videos. Also, you have the advantage of being able to edit that. Live stream, you can only edit in the YouTube studio, and that editor stinks. Well, you can do basic editing, but you can't do much with it in the studio. Yeah, horses are my happy place, right? You got it. Sweet wheat. Hi there. Glad you're here. Slowly learning and storytelling YouTube videos as a part-time content creator, one day at a time, Songsmith Duo. So let me summarize this by reminding you of the shout outs that I gave in the live stream. I want to encourage you to join Darren Strauss's community. It's a school community. I'll leave a link in the description. That's where us storytellers can hang out and develop our story. I think that's really important. And make sure and go to Rob the Maritimer's uh, video that he's got, a live stream that he's got coming up this next Tuesday, where he's interviewing Alexa, Brian Johnson, and Ty Myers. Ty's a good friend. Alexa's a good friend. Rob's a good friend. They've all helped me in my creating of my channel. I admire what they do. I'll never become what they are. I don't think I'll ever become a full-time YouTuber. I don't need a full-time income, and I don't want to put in that kind of hours to do that. But I can learn from these gurus because they have best practices as a banner over what they do. Best practice. Even if you're doing this as a hobby, you need to do it as best practice. I'm doing tutorials where I chat at the beginning. This is Catherine. Then present the lesson and Q&A at the. Oh, that's really good, Catherine. I got to go check out your website, your channel again. I've been there before, but I've got to go take a look at it. Thank you, this old horse girl. Love your stream. Keep doing. I will keep doing. And thank you, Patrick, for being in here as a moderator. Patrick's my son. Love him dearly. He's going to be down here this week. Maybe we'll do a. Maybe he and I'll do a live stream together. I don't know. We'll do something. We'll probably get into trouble. Is what's going to happen. I don't know. Anyway, you guys have a great day. I'm going to end the live stream. Remember, drop me an email, mealoliving@gmail.com. I'll send you some stickers if you're in the US. If you're out of the US, I'll check if it's not $150 to ship it there. They ship you one too. Okay. Have a great day. See you later. Bye.